It was perhaps the biggest Supreme Court decision of my lifetime, and I was not here with you on Friday to discuss it, so I wanted to share with you today that it was not only the right decision from a legal perspective, but also a moment of collective exhalation and exultation, I would argue, for the American people who understand not only the Constitution, but also the basic morality that is at issue here. Roe versus Wade was terrible law and allowed for deeply immoral practices to go on, abortion on demand for an extreme manner for decades. And now that is no longer a federal law. There's no longer a fake constitutional right to an abortion. It was never in the Constitution to begin with. We all know that. There was no argument really to be made. But Alito's majority opinion pulled apart the nonsense here. Abortion presents a profound moral question, he writes. The Constitution does not prohibit the citizens of each state from regulating or prohibiting abortion. Roe and Casey arrogated that authority. The court overrules those decisions and returns the authority to the people and their elected representatives. All this really does, all this decision does is one, uphold the Mississippi fetal heartbeat law, which says that after 15 weeks, you cannot have an abortion in the state of Mississippi, which is a later prohibition, meaning later in the duration of a baby's development, than what most of Western Europe has. So that's not some radical, crazy idea, and yet the Democrat left pretends like it is. The decision also ends this regime of pseudo-constitutionalism where you have a right to privacy, which they found somewhere in the nooks and crannies of the Constitution no one ever looked in before. In the Constitution's couch cushions, they found this idea of a right to abortion and propped this up for decades because it is what the Democrat left wanted. Their policy desire overrode any fealty to constitutional interpretation or honest legal scholarship. Also from Alito's majority opinion, he makes this case as well, Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. Its reasoning was exceptionally weak, and the decision had damaging consequences. And far from bringing about a national settlement of the abortion issue, Roe and Casey have inflamed debate and deepened division. Well, that's absolutely right. One thing that you'll notice is that the Democrats that are furious about this right now won't even look at the legal reasoning that Alito in the majority here puts forward and why he not only upheld Mississippi's fetal heartbeat law, but also overturned Roe and overturned Casey. What is their argument against this? It's just slogans and shouting and talking points and the whims of the mob on the street. Are they really going to make the case that there is a constitutional right to abortion in the Constitution, which is a text, which is a document with words, which we can all read? Is there a constitutional right to interstellar travel that we had never considered before? Do we have to give space aliens who land here from Mars the right to vote? I mean, this is lunacy. What they did was destroy faith in the constitutional interpretation of the Supreme Court. And yet Joe Biden, the president, and one of the dumbest people you'll ever find who claims to have a law degree, is out there with the usual Democrat talking points on how a constitutional right was taken away.
It's not hyperbole to suggest a very solemn moment. Today, the Supreme Court of the United States expressly took away a constitutional right from the American people that it had already recognized. They didn't limit it, they simply took it away. That's never been done to a right so important to so many Americans. But they did it. It's a sad day for the court and for the country.
It's actually a good day for the court and for the country, and Joe Biden could not be more wrong on this issue. But he's a Democrat, and he's the president of the Democrat Party, president of the American people.